You are a victim of your own vocabulary. And I know that sounds a little bit harsh, but what I mean by it is the words that we use to describe ourselves and to describe our circumstance directly impact how we feel and the actions that we take. Today, as we continue our mini tools series, I'm going to share with you the one word that I always pay attention to when a client uses, because it's going to have a direct impact on how they feel and how they act, and what we can do to transform that word into a different approach so it's easier for you to navigate your day. This is Monterastelli. Welcome to the Tapping Q&A podcast, recorded live to tape from Williamsburg in Brooklyn. This is episode 590, originally aired December 20th, 2023. Hi, everyone. I hope this finds you well wherever you are and whatever time of day you're getting a chance to enjoy this. Thanks for spending a little time with me today. Today, as we unpack and continue our mini tools series, we're going to be talking about the vocabulary that we use. And this is super, super important because we emotionally respond to the world based on the way that we describe it. Not the way the world is, not the way we believe the world is, but the way we describe the world. And the example I always give when I'm thinking about this concept is years ago, I had a client of mine who said, Gene, everybody at work hates me. Now, if you're in a circumstance where you know everybody at work hates you, you're going to walk in the door to work in a very particular way. You might not want to be there. You are on guard. You might even go in with your dukes up looking for a fight to protect yourself because everybody hates you. Now, when my client said that to me, my response was, really? Everyone? And you could see my client just kind of melt a little bit and go, no, it's not everybody, but, and they went on to describe two people they're having conflict with. And you could just see in their body, in their disposition, how quickly they changed simply because they changed the vocabulary that they were using to describe their workplace. So today, as we continue the mini tools series, I'm going to share with you the word that I think is so important for us to pay attention to because it is the one that gets in the way more than anything else. Before we do that, as we navigate our way through this transformation, and by the time we're done, we're going to spend some time talking about tapping. Tapping is the tool that I use to create transformation in my life and the life of my clients. If you would like to learn more about tapping, all you need to do is follow the little red arrow on the screen right now. Click on that link, go to learn2tap.com. I will give you a basic introduction to tapping that you can start using it right away so that when you're implementing tools like this, it will be even easier for you. As we are looking at the way that we emotionally respond to the world as we describe it, I mentioned that there's one word that I pay attention to when I use it, when my clients use it, and that word is should. Because when we are saying the word should, we can actually mean a lot of things by it. You know, I could say, I should do this, and what it means is it would be a really good idea if I did it. Or I should do this, meaning it would make my day easier if I did that. But we do not emotionally respond to the word should in that way. When we use the word should implies imperative. It implies must. It implies need. It implies it has to happen. And so the moment you say something has to happen, all of a sudden there are stakes. All of a sudden there's ways that we can be let down. All of a sudden there is this supreme importance that is put on this thing in front of us that put everything else to the side. And so you can see how when we say the word should and we start emotionally responding to it, how it can disrupt our day. You know, I should finish this today. Now, I might be in a circumstance where it's really, really important that I finish this today. Or I could be in a circumstance where what I'm really saying is, it would make my life so much easier. It would be easier for my business to move forward. It would be easier for me to be successful if I finished this today. And you can notice the energetic shift, the emotional shift that shows up in the difference between I should finish this and it would be really beneficial if I finished this. And so it's really important that we pay attention to the words that we are saying. It's really important we pay attention to how we describe what is going on. And so for me, the word should just starts creating a little light bulb that goes off inside of my head. And again, that's when a client is talking to me or if I'm describing my own experience, because I recognize all of the weight that comes along with saying that word. So often when I am working with clients and we're dealing with tension in the shoulders, oftentimes as we unpack those emotionally, those are associated with shoulds. I feel like I have the weight of the world on my shoulders. That's because I should be doing something. And so it's super important for us to pay attention to that word. And so there's two ways that we can respond to this. Number one is every single time you notice, not every single time you say it, but every single time you notice yourself saying the word should, pause for a second and ask yourself the question, is this an imperative that has to happen? Or is this something that I'm saying it's a good idea if it would happen, and I'm just using the word should as a more efficient way of saying it? And if I recognize I'm using the word should in a way that's more dramatic than is actually necessary, what that gives me the ability to do is it gives me the ability to take the step back and restate that in a different way. Instead of saying, I should do this, I can say, it would be really beneficial if I did. The second thing that we can do is we can just do a little tapping. And I would invite you to do a little tapping with me now. Tap on the side of the hand, take a nice big deep breath, and just move from point to point, repeating after me. I recognize the fact I want to be successful. I want to get things done. I want to move forward. And I recognize there are many useful tasks that will make a difference in my ability to move forward. But when I describe these tasks as things I should do, I'm adding a whole bunch of expectation. I'm adding a new standard. And in adding that standard, I am adding stress. I am adding pressure. I am making some things more important than they actually are. And so I give myself permission to simply notice when I use the word should. To simply notice when I am overdoing it in my description. Not scolding myself for doing so. Not beating myself up for adding extra emotion. But instead simply changing the vocabulary. Describing it in a way that is accurate, which will help me to create an accurate emotional response. Nice big deep breath. And I think that tapping that we just do right there is really valuable because it gives us permission not to get it right away. Because it's so easy to go, I should stop using the word should, which defeats the purpose. It would be a really good idea. It would be helpful and beneficial for me to use the word should less because I'm not going to bring emotional stress to what's going on. Like I can just feel the ease inside of myself when I describe it that way instead of saying I should stop saying should. And so I really invite you, as you navigate the rest of today, as you navigate this week, pay attention to the vocabulary, pay attention to the word should, see when you're using it. Because sometimes It is the absolute right perfect word for us to be using, and sometimes it creates all of this extra emotional stress. Letting go of the word should is just one of the little mini tools that I share inside of the Authentic Action Academy. Almost every single Monday, a new little bite-sized tool comes out, something easy like this that you can use right away. We already have over 40 of them in the archive. We're adding new ones all of the time. If you'd like to have access to the Authentic Action Academy absolutely free and give it a try for a month, all you need to do is go to tappingqanda.com/AAA. That's 3 lowercase a's, tappingqanda.com/AAA. And if you enjoyed this little bitty mini tool on the screen right now, you will see a link to the entire list of this mini series where we're sharing a bunch of mini tools with you. Click on them, check out all of the mini tools. For Tapping Q&A, Gene Monterastelli. Hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.